So I wanted to make a video with all the current RGBA news, starting with Mikey Garcia, his fight date, March 16th against Errol Spence at the Cowboy Stadium, AT&T in Arlington, Texas. This is his second week training out with in San Jose with Snack Strength and Conditioning. Here he is seen with Andy Vences, who is an undefeated fighter who fights for Top Rank, and also it might be Mario Barrios from Texas. He's also been seen in a bubble simulator doing some sidewinders with some kettlebells and some a bubble where it's high altitude simulator. And then Abner Mares has been training through the holidays as well. 31-3 and 1. He has a fight scheduled for February 9th against Gervonta Tank Davis for his belt at 130, the WBA. I believe Mares is going for his fourth division title. I think he started at 118, and then he's got a title at 122 and 126. So this will be his fourth division he's trying to conquer. And here he is with one of his sparring partners from Coachella, Manuel Flores, who's 7-0 and got 5 knockouts. He is managed by Robert Garcia's longtime friend Cameron Duncan. The biggest news of the day is Josesito Lopez had a fight scheduled on January 26th against Keith One-Time Thurman for the WBA welterweight world title, but the Garcias had a family event that day. So since this fight was announced, it was going back and forth who would attend. Sometimes they were talking about Chepe attending, Chepe Contreras, who's a trainer at RGBA. And then sometimes they were saying it might be Pita, and Chepe and Pita would split between the event at New York and one at Houston. And then finally, very recently, I think as soon as January 1st, at a family event, Robert shared via ES News that at a family event, the Big G said that he would be flying out and being in Josesito's corner, which is huge news. The fight's only like 3 weeks out, and we're still in limbo about who would be in his corner for this huge WBA World Welterweight Championship. So, what a class act from the Garcia family that the Big G would miss out on his granddaughter's quinceañera in order to be in Josesito's corner for his fight. And Josesito originally approached RGBA, through the Big G, and then had a phone conversation with the Big G, and the Big G said, "I'm on board. Just make sure, to call Robert and make sure that everything's squared away with him as well." So I think he's been there for 2 or 3 fights. He's probably been there since 2016, so we're going on his 3rd year with RGBA Riverside. So that's the biggest news. That's why I made a new video today. I tweeted it out on my Twitter account. And then here is all the 140 pounders. Starting to the far left is Lindolfo Delgado, who's 7-0. Then you see Josesito Lopez. Then you see Robert Garcia in the middle. Then you see the WBC champion at 140, which is Jose Carlos Ramirez. Then Virgil Ortiz, who's 11-0 with 11 knockouts, and from Indio, Ruben Rodriguez, who I believe is like 4-0. So very good sparring. The Big G had nothing but good things to say about the sparring and the level of sparring at 140. And then here's Jose Carlos Ramirez flyer for his fight against Jose Cepeda, a southpaw, scheduled for in Fresno. Brandon Bam Bam Reels, we haven't had any updates. Esquiva Falcao is fighting for a title on February 15th. So, and there has been rumors that Mikey will be using him as a sparring partner as well, since he fights at 160, and Errol Spence is a very big 147. So, and Esquiva Falcao is a southpaw, just like Errol Spence. The other sparring partner will be Alexis Rocha from Santa Ana, California, Orange County. Eric De Leon tore his shoulder, or dislocated his shoulder in his last fight. So he is recovering from surgery. He is from Detroit, Michigan, 18-0 with one draw. That was against Andy Vences. He's got 10 knockouts. He's promoted by Top Rank. Joshua El Profesor Franco will be fighting January 26th along with stablemates Renato Gomez from San Diego and now Virgil Ortiz. Since Virgil Ortiz was not able to fight in New York on the Canelo Fielding card, he's been moved over to January 26th. So he's been seen in the gym doing mitt work with Chepe Contreras, and Robert said via ES News that everyone at 115 in 2019 should be on notice because he's coming for a belt. And then Josh is sparring Isaac Colunga, who fights at 126, and Louis Coria. So these are some guys that are a little bit heavier than him, but Josh is definitely a seasoned fighter in comparison to 2-0 Isaac Colunga and 9-2 Louis Coria. Hector Tanajara out for the holidays, had a fight at the end of the year. Same thing for Jonathan Thunder Navarro, had a fight at the end of the year, so they're off for the holidays. Carlos Licona, the newest champion of RGBA IBF strawweight, is fighting February 16th, so he's been seen back in the gym recently as well. Virgil Ortiz announced that he'll be fighting in Houston, Texas on the 26th, joining Joshua Franco and joining Renato Gomez. Joseph Adorno announced via Twitter that he's got a fight date of March 23rd, possibly on the same fight card as Terrence Crawford. Both of them were promoted by Top Rank. Here's I have a picture of the tweet that Joseph Blessed Hands Adorno from Allenstown, Pennsylvania put out. We have not heard anything from Alejandro Porkchop Guerrero, 9-0 7 knockouts from Irving, Texas. Louis Coria is the headliner for Prospects Collide for on Friday, January 18th in San Bernardino, promoted by the Garcia Promotions. Renato El Conde Gomez, 8-0 5 knockouts from San Diego, promoted by promoted by Golden Boy, I'm sorry. And he will be on that card along with Franco and now Virgil Ortiz. Misael El Chino Rodriguez, they keep mentioning that he's got a fight in January, but I have a feeling he's going to be thrown on that Sunday card, January 13th, along with Lindolfo Delgado and with Ruben Rodriguez. It has not been announced, but it's probably secure that he has the date and he has a fight, but the details have not been released. Jesse Bam Rodriguez was very active, had 4 good fights this year, and he's probably off for the holidays. Lindolfo Delgado is part of that Super 140 division that trains, I believe, at noontime at RGBA. His fight will be televised on FS1 at the Microsoft Theater in Los Angeles, Sunday, the 13th of this month. Lindolfo Delgado is getting world-class sparring with WBC champion Jose Carlos Ramirez and 11-0 with 11 knockouts Virgil Ortiz and Josesito Lopez, world title contender. Brandon Bulletproof Glanton announced via his Instagram that he will be fighting at the Barclays on that Josesito Lopez versus Keith Thurman, 7-0 with 6 knockouts. I believe he is from Atlanta, Georgia. Fights under the Mikey Garcia Promotions. Manuel Flores, 7-0 5 knockouts. He's a southpaw, and he was added to the card very recently. Ruben Rodriguez was moved over to the Sunday card for the 13th and opened up a spot for Manuel Flores to slide in. He's managed by Cameron Duncan. And there he was with the picture with Abner Mares. Isidro Ochoa has been seen in the gym. We don't have any news in terms of him having a date, but he is staying active and he has been seen on ES News in the gym. Brian Lua is 5-0 2 knockouts. No updates on him. Aaron Morales was very active, turned pro this year. Had a total of 5 fights. He's from Oklahoma City, so he's probably off for the holidays as well. Ray Danger Murataya from Fontana is scheduled to fight January 18th on the Prospects Collect card, 5-0 with 3 knockouts. Ruben Rodriguez has moved from Prospects Collide over to the FS1 card on Sunday. Brendan B-Fly Macias, 302 knockouts. He's scheduled to fight on January 18th. There's a lot of demand for him to fight at StubHub, so maybe Top Rank can get him on a card at StubHub very soon. That'd be great exposure for B-Fly from Phoenix, Arizona. No updates on Biggie Rodriguez, 2-0. And Isaac Kulunga. I just met Isaac Kulunga at Ontario Mills. He sold me 3 tickets to Prospects Collide. Very, very talented kid. Very, very nice. And we will see him at Prospects Collide. He fights. He told me he fights at 126, but he's sparring 115-pounder Joshua Franco, who says is a beast, and he also spars Louis Poria. So Isaac Lunga from Corona. He says he lives now in Colton. So very good fighter to look out for. And then this is Manny Rodriguez with no professional fights. It looks like he is Ruben Rodriguez's little brother. Not to be confused with Gucci Manny. His Instagram is MannyTRE. Alexis Espino will be having his pro debut at the Prospects Collide card by Garcia Promotions. So he is going to fight at 168. He is signed to Eddie Hearn's Matchroom Boxing. So I want to give a photo credit to Crown Boxing for the Mikey versus Spence flyer, and then I also want to give a photo credit to Cumbia for the Carlos Vicona picture on December 1st at the Staples Center in LA. I'm Sonteo Media. You can follow me at Twitter at Sonteo_media and Sonteo_media on Instagram. Thank you. More videos.